let that just take a moment to vibrate inside of you and remind you that you are made of love. That love is the fabric of our divine universe. Love is the fabric of God. Love is God. God is love. And what do we get here and long for? Love. And yet we are made of love. Our molecules, our cells, our energy that vibrates and pulses. It is the energy of our divine universe which comes down to one central emotion, feeling, divine love. And tonight, if you're feeling lonely or heartbroken or wishing there was a partner in your life or wishing that you had a partner who was more loving or wishing you could bring more love to your relationship, we're going to talk about all of that. But first we have to remind you of who you are. Do you know that wonderful quote? Tell me if you recognize it. To love another person is to see the face of God. Who knows that? Who said that? Victor Hugo. Les Miserables. He is one of the great spiritual writers of our time, and so few people realize that. If you pick up his huge book, Les Miserables, that he wrote hundreds of years ago, it is all about these spiritual principles of love. So when I work with people, my main thing is to remind them that they are divine beings who dropped into this physical world on purpose. Believe it or not, we chose to come here. And then we get here and we hit a bump in the road, a challenge, and trust me, I'm the first one to complain. And we want to say, wait a minute, why is this hard? Why doesn't anyone love me? Why isn't my relationship working out? Why isn't my career working out? And yet, it's because we as divine spiritual beings who dropped here on purpose designed the perfect journey for ourselves down here that would help us evolve and then help us reach around to everyone around us and help them evolve. So you are the traveler on the journey that you chose. You are the traveler in the lifetime that you knew was going to push you to evolve to your highest self and push everyone in your soul posse to evolve. Our greatest teachers can be love and joy, but what is it that we learn most easily from? Pain. Why is that, people? Certainly we should be able to change that with our higher consciousness. But the problem is when we're just happy and having fun, we often don't stop and start asking, who am I? Why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? Who is my higher self? What is this divine universe really made of? Those are the questions that we don't ask until we're in pain. And often the first thing in your lifetime that wakes you up to those questions is a broken heart, right? And that broken heart breaks your heart wide open on purpose. Breaks your heart wide open so that you will start looking within and asking the hard questions and beginning to remember who you really are and what you really came here to do. How many of you feel you've had a heartbreak recently and you're still in pain from it, longing for your partner? Don't be shy. Raise your hand. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm here to help your pain, help you understand why you have gone through that. How many of you have lost someone you love even recently or a few years ago because they crossed to the other realms? Love that. That's my favorite thing to talk about. My newest book called Bridges to Heaven, True Stories of Loved Ones on the Other Side is coming out soon. And it's all about the story of my soulmate, I thought, who died in my arms when I was 29 years old. He died from cancer. And that moment of holding him in my arms when we had dreamt of the future, the white picket fence, the children, as I held him in my arms and he left his body, he gave me the gift of seeing his spirit. And I knew from that moment that somehow, someday, I would help other people remember that we come here as spirits on purpose, that we take our last breath on purpose, that our consciousness is so much bigger than our minds, and that when we have fulfilled our soul's mission here for this lifetime, which is a very brief journey in your soul's journey, this one lifetime, when we fulfilled that, we exit. No matter how tragic that may look on the outside, no matter how painful that might be for our loved ones, especially if we're young when we cross over. However, from the soul's perspective, mission accomplished. Going back to the divine realms, going back to Om, to God, to that vibration of love. So the other piece here is that how do we navigate down here through the pain of heartbreak, through being left behind by our loved ones who've crossed over, and still feel our joy, our happiness, and fulfill our soul's purpose. All of you know who've read my books. How many of you have read any of my books? So you guys already know that I believe that every person comes with a soul mission to accomplish in the lifetime. And that means some great work that they intended to do while they were here. All of you, every single one of you, came here with a huge purpose, intention to accomplish something great. And I don't mean to accomplish something great and meaningless. I mean to accomplish something great that helps change the world, shift consciousness, bring spirituality more into our awareness. Each one of you, in your own unique way, with your own gifts, your own talents. And this is very different from getting a job and benefits and a paycheck for security. My first book, I See Your Dream Job, is about helping you understand that when you make your career choices for fear, meaning security, benefits, paycheck, it never brings you to, first of all, financial abundance, even though that's the reason you're taking the job. And second of all, happiness, meaningful work, fulfillment, and love. Because what suffers the most when we are not doing our true work and we come home unhappy every day? Our relationships.